Harold was 76 when he realized the weight he'd been carrying wasn't on his back, it was in his heart. Most days, he smiled politely at neighbors, waved at children playing across the street, and spent quiet evenings reading old books. But inside, he was haunted by a deep, familiar ache. It came late at night, just before sleep, when the world was silent. It whispered questions like, "Why didn't you say it when you had the chance?" Or, "What if you had taken that other path?" It wasn't loud, but it was constant. And that ache had a name: regret. For years, Harold had replayed the same memories. The daughter he hadn't called enough, the wife he hadn't always listened to, the dreams he'd once had of painting, of traveling, of building a small cabin by the lake, that he let go because life got too busy. He had been a good man, a responsible man, but in the quiet of old age, the what-ifs were louder than the memories themselves. And the truth is, Harold is not alone. So many seniors carry silent regrets. Regret for words not said, moments not lived, dreams not chased. And as we grow older, the weight of these regrets can feel unbearable. We cannot go back and change the past, but we can change how we live with it. One morning, Harold met an old friend named Louise at the park. She was 80 and full of surprising laughter. He admired her lightness. "How do you stay so joyful?" he asked. Louise smiled, gently placing a hand on his. "Because I stopped trying to rewrite the past," she said. "I just decided to live with it, softly." That phrase stayed with Harold. Live with it, softly. He had always tried to fight regret, to push it away, cover it up, ignore it. But what if regret isn't something to eliminate, but something to hold with compassion? What if healing doesn't mean erasing the pain, but learning to sit with it without judgment? He started slowly. Every time a regret surfaced, instead of drowning in it, he acknowledged it. "Yes, I could have done that differently," he'd whisper, "but I did the best I could with what I knew at the time." That sentence, "I did the best I could," became his anchor. Harold also began writing letters, not to send, just to write. He wrote to his younger self, forgiving the mistakes he'd made out of fear or confusion. He wrote to his late wife, thanking her for the quiet sacrifices he hadn't always noticed. He wrote to the children he wished he'd hugged more often. And with every letter, something inside him softened. Not because the past had changed, but because he had changed his relationship to it. Regret thrives in silence. But when we give it voice, gentle, honest voice, it begins to lose its power. He also learned that the best way to deal with regret is to start living more intentionally now. At 76, he joined a local art class. He hadn't painted in 40 years. His hands were shaky and his brushstrokes clumsy, but he laughed like a boy. He wasn't painting to become someone. He was painting because he still was someone. Regret tells us that time has passed us by. But the truth is, as long as you're breathing, life hasn't left you behind. Some days, Harold still felt the sting of memory. That's normal. But now, he would sit with it like an old friend. He'd say, "I see you, but I'm choosing today." You see, dealing with regret doesn't mean pretending we never made mistakes. It means honoring our story, accepting our flaws, and choosing grace over guilt. It's realizing that even in our later years, we have the power to make peace. Louise once said something else to Harold that changed him deeply. "You can't change your past," she said, "but you can stop letting it change you." So if you're listening to this and you're over 60, over 70, or even over 80, I want you to pause and breathe. You have lived a full life. You have loved, tried, failed, succeeded, lost, and grown. You are not defined by your regrets. You are defined by your resilience. Tonight, write yourself a note. "I forgive you. I am proud of you. I love you." Read it out loud. Let it sink in. This isn't silly. It's sacred. Because healing doesn't come from the world. It comes from within. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video. Someone out there right now is feeling the same way you do. Your share could reach them. And if you believe in stories that heal, that comfort, and that speak to the soul, subscribe to EverGreen Wisdom. This is your home now. No matter your age, your regrets do not own you. Your story is still unfolding, and it is never, ever too late to make peace with your past and peace with yourself.